Hey, what's up? I'm Dominique. Welcome to today's video. Today, I'm going to be doing my makeup using products that I think are extremely underrated. These are products that have been slept on. They have even been hibernated on, whether it's online or simply in store at Sephora. I've been a Sephora employee for almost 2 years now, so I kind of know what products are popular and which ones aren't. I love these products that I'm about to show you, and I feel like more people need to try them out because I know that you're gonna love them as much as I do. But before we get into it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and of course, as always, don't forget to subscribe so that we can become besties. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the video. I gotta start off every video with my Holy Grail Summer Fridays lip balm. These are fire. Pure fire, honestly. This is the shade Vanilla Beige, and it's kind of like a caramel shade. And I simply love how these butter balms feel on the lips. It feels like silk. I'm obsessed. This was a TikTok trend that fully got me, and I didn't want it to get me, but it did. I didn't want to believe that it was true, that it was so good. Here I am, now telling you that you need to try it. And the cycle never ends. I get influenced, you get influenced, now we're influencing each other, and it is what it is. Let's start off with one of the most underrated products in my opinion. This is the Innisfree Daily UV Sunscreen. I'm obsessed with this. My face burns so easy in the sun, and it's because I damaged my cheeks in the sun as a kid, so now they're rosy all the time, and they burn really easily. Not only does this sunscreen actually work in preventing sunburn, it feels so good on the skin. I would say that it's pretty lightweight for a sunscreen. It feels so moisturizing when you put it on. I'm not kidding, that's my favorite part. As a dry skin queen, I hate putting on sunscreen on my face, but not with Innisfree. It's so comfortable, non-greasy, it does not leave a white cast on your face, and the best part is that it's $16 at Sephora. For a full-size sunscreen at Sephora, this is $16. You can't get a better sunscreen than this one for that price. I'm telling you. This is outstanding. It's fire. It's beautiful. It feels so good on the skin. It has SPF 36 with broad spectrum. Broad spectrum in a sunscreen means that it gets all the UV rays, and it's not just limited to some. But real quick, let me actually Google that so I'm not giving you false information because I'm not a scientist. And broad spectrum means that it protects against both UVA and UVB rays in the sun. So you're getting the full protection with this product. Typically, if a sunscreen product just mentions SPF, they're only protecting against UVB rays. Alright, moving on to the next underrated product. We have the Glow Recipe Strawberry Pore-Smooth Blur Drops. This is a little serum that I like to apply to my face before foundation. And this is for someone who's looking for lightweight pore smoothing. I like to keep it just on my cheeks because I feel like that's the area that I have the most pores. And I feel like it just does a really good job of prepping the skin for foundation, getting rid of those pores, and adding a little bit of hydration as well. I feel like I have not heard anyone talk about this product. And it's a shame because it's actually pretty nice. Now I'm going to move on to doing my eyeshadow because I always like to do my eyeshadow before I do my foundation. I just cannot stand when my eyeshadow fallout gets onto my foundation while doing my eyeshadow when I have foundation on first. I cannot stand it, so I will always make sure to do my eyeshadow first before my foundation. It's just so much cleaner that way. It looks so much nicer. I'm just here showing you how I like to do my makeup because why not? You know, I'm nosy and I like to see how other people do their makeup, so maybe some of you out there are also nosy and would like to see how others do their makeup. My eyelids are primed, so now I'm going to move on to the eyeshadow, which this palette I feel like is extremely slept on. Maybe not extremely slept on, but I feel like everyone needs this palette in their collection. This is the Lunar Beauty Nude Prism palette. This eyeshadow formula is literally outstanding. And I mean, the packaging to this palette is stunning as well. And I mean, you've probably saw my last video ranking my eyeshadow palettes, and this palette was up in the top 5, that's for sure. Maybe even top 3. I can't remember what I ranked it now. And here's what the palette looks like. I think it's absolutely stunning. I love all these shades. But the best part about this palette is definitely the row of shimmers right here. If you love to wear shimmery eyeshadow, you will die for this palette. I'm so serious. It's unlike anything else, truly. They are so reflective and shiny on the lid. They glide on like butter. It's so good. The matte shades are also beautiful. They blend super easily. They're easy to build. They're very pigmented and they hold a lot of depth as well. Overall, this is just a beautiful palette and I feel like it's so slept on, and I feel like everyone would love this palette in their collection. So of course, you know me, I'm gonna do a little look with the palette. This was just a Cinema Secrets brush cleaner. I just sprayed my brush so I could switch the color real fast. It's a daily brush cleaner. It dries instantly. This stuff is so amazing as well, and I use it every single time I do my eyeshadow. So the other day I went to Universal Studios in Orlando, and you know how the Harry Potter world there is so popular? Well, I've never seen Harry Potter before. I know. And how have I not seen Harry Potter, you may ask? I don't know. But I haven't, so I don't really know anything about the story or the movies besides the main characters. You know, like I know of all the main characters, but I just found out something. That Lord Voldemort's name is actually Tom Marvolo Riddle. That's his full name. And he literally rearranged his name, the letters in his name, to be Lord Voldemort. When I realized that his name was Tom Marvolo Riddle and he rearranged his own name to be Lord Voldemort, I was obsessed with him. And I know he's a villain. I know he's a villain, but I've never seen the movie before. That's all I know, and I'm kind of obsessed with that. I don't know, that's extremely iconic if you ask me. Now watch, I'm gonna put a little bit of the shimmers onto my lid from the palette, and it's just so beautiful. I love it. I find myself using this palette almost every time I do my makeup for the shimmers specifically. Another really slept on product is an eyeliner, and this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Eyeliner Pen. The reason I love this so much is because it's so liquidy. You never have to worry about it drying out because that is not a problem with this product. The formula itself is so black and matte. One of the most black and matte eyeliners that you can get at Sephora. It is a pure liquid eyeliner. It lasts all day long. It does not bleed. It does not budge. You can use this to do anything, a wing, or if you just wanted to add some simple liquid liner along the top of your lashes, you can do that as well. You know you've become obsessed with makeup when you start using a spoolie to brush out your false lashes. This is essential when they start looking raggedy after a few wears. This is also a really good test to see if they're on good enough and if they're gonna last all day, because if they're coming off during this step, baby, you better reapply them. Now I have two super underrated foundations that I think that you will really love. One is more on the high-end side and then the other is on the affordable side. For the high-end foundation, we have the Pat McGrath foundation. This is so beautiful on the skin. It's extremely lightweight. I'm telling you, the consistency is like water, but it's beautiful and it has a natural matte finish. It lasts all day long and I absolutely love this foundation, and I really don't see anybody talking about this foundation, which is a problem because baby, she is beautiful on the skin. My hair is getting so frizzy right now and it's crazy because I'm just inside. The Florida humidity just ruining my hair while I'm inside. And then the more affordable foundation is this Colourpop Pretty Fresh foundation. Baby, she is affordable. She is a beautiful foundation, but she has hyaluronic acid in the formula, and it's overall a beautiful foundation. It's more of a medium coverage. Same with the Pat McGrath foundation, both medium coverages. It kind of has a glowy, natural finish. It lasts all day long. It wears beautifully on the skin, and the Pat McGrath is gonna make you look like you have a filter over your skin. So I'm going to mix these two babies and see what happens. I'm gonna shake up this Pat McGrath foundation, especially before using it, because like I said, it's really liquidy and lightweight. I just feel like the shade is a little light for me, so I'm gonna mix it with the Colourpop one, hoping that it helps. You can see how it's running down my face because of how liquidy it is. Oh no, gotta move fast before it drips down my shirt. I'm just gonna apply a little of the Colourpop right next to it. I'm gonna take a brush and I'm gonna blend those two babies together. Now I'm gonna take a sponge and I'm just gonna press the foundation into the skin. Obviously, you don't have to mix these two foundations together. You can just pick either or and it's gonna look equally as beautiful. And in the Pat McGrath foundation, I have the shade Light Medium 10. And in the Colourpop foundation, I have the shade Light 60N. Seriously, this is so beautiful right now. My skin looks so good. And it's gonna last like this all day. Next up, we have one of my favorites at the moment. This is the the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. I have the shade Coconut Flakes 2.7N. This concealer is one of my all-time favorites at the moment. I think this concealer is fabulous. I think it's beautiful, it's wonderful. She is just such a beautiful concealer and she is so slept on. I don't know why. Every time someone comes into Sephora asking me for a concealer, I show them this one because it's lightweight and it blends and it's so nice. It brightens up the under eye beautifully. The way that it looks on the skin is just so beautiful, and it's more full coverage than you'd think, so you know that those dark circles are going to be covered after using this. And if there was one product that I could pick out of the entire video that I think is the most underrated, it would be this concealer. That's how much I believe in this concealer. And I know that this concealer is going to go viral on TikTok sometime soon, since the Huda Beauty Translucent Setting Powder is just in the middle of going viral. I feel like this is the next on the list. Alright, up next we have a cream bronzer that is so slept on and underrated. This is the cream bronzer by Colourpop. It's called the Soul Face and Body Bronzing Balm. I have the shade medium in this. First of all, this smells like coconut in the most beautiful way. This is a super affordable cream bronzer, okay? It blends super easily. I love the shade, and I think this cream bronzer truly deserves to have its moment. I feel like it kind of had its moment a few years ago, but it definitely deserves to have more of a moment than what it did. And the easiest way to apply a cream product that's in a jar like this is with a brush. It applies it so lightly and it's super easy to use. This is definitely one of my favorite cream bronzers of all time. I feel like now I have the perfect warmth on my skin and I'm so happy with how it looks. I love it. So I just set my face, and now I'm gonna go over the cream bronzer with powder bronzer. And for powder bronzer, I think that the Fenty Beauty Stalk'r powder bronzers are very slept on. I have the shade 4 Island Ting, and I mean, we all know Fenty, and we all know and love her products, and I feel like I don't see anybody talking about the powder bronzer, and I don't know why, because this is one of the most pigmented powder bronzers that I have. I mean, it looks beautiful on the skin, it's gorgeous, it's pigmented, it blends so easily. This is definitely a powder bronzer that I love and I use a lot, and I'm just gonna apply it everywhere I put that cream bronzer. I feel like I don't see enough people at Sephora buying this powder bronzer. I definitely recommend it all the time, especially because the shades are beautiful for any skin tone, truly. I definitely recommend this bronzer. She's so beautiful and she's gonna make you look like you were at the beach all day long. Now this next product I think deserves so much love, and it's definitely very slept on because I don't see anyone at Sephora buying these or anyone talking about these on the internet besides when they first dropped. So this is the Benefit blush, and this is in the shade Willa. This is definitely one of my favorites. It's kind of like a dusty rose with a hint of mauve in it. And I mean, when Benefit came out with these, I was kind of skeptical because, you know, the old blush formula just didn't really do anything for me. The one shade, what was it, like Dandelion, just was not it. It just was not it. But then I saw these shades and I was simply obsessed. I picked up 3 different shades when they came out because that's how much I loved it. And you can just see how beautiful it is on the skin. It blends like a dream. It lasts for a really long time. It's not patchy. You don't have to dip in a million times just to get some pigment on the cheeks. It's pigmented right away. I love how it looks on the skin. Love how it blends. Love how it looks on the skin. This is definitely such a beautiful product, and it deserves to have its moment. Alright, next up is a product that I use all the time, and I truly love from the bottom of my heart, and I don't know why people don't use these. So this is the Ofra highlighter in the shade Rodeo Drive. This is such a beautiful light gold highlighter that is just so blinding, and it looks beautiful on the skin without being glittery or chunky. It looks like glass on the skin. And you can see this is just one dip of the brush in the powder. And look at how blinding this is. You can't see a dark cast from the front. Honestly, I covered my entire body with this, and you can just see how this blends like butter on the skin. It's seriously gorgeous, and not enough people talk about it. I'm being so serious. This specifically is such a beautiful highlighter, and every time people ask me what highlighter I'm using, it's most likely an Ofra one. I'm obsessed, and I will always love these Ofra highlighters. I will always recommend these because they really are that good. Alright, so I finished up my eyes and my eyebrows off camera, and now I am back for the last product that I think is super underrated, and that is these Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liners. I love these lip liners. I think they're fabulous. They're super creamy, they're super pigmented, they last all day long. They're super similar to the Makeup Forever lip liners, and if you know, you know. Those Makeup Forever lip liners are fire. This is in the shade Cool Brown, and it's one of my favorites. It's basically just a chocolate brown lip liner, but I love the shade. I love how creamy they are, and how they just glide on the lips, and they last forever. And the shades that Anastasia has in these lip liners are perfection. I'm obsessed. I have about 6 different shades of these because of how much I love them. And I don't know why I don't see anybody using these. And that's a crime because these deserve the hype. They deserve all the hype in the world because they're that good. You can see how beautiful it looks on the lips and how it just defined everything so gorgeously. I'm just gonna apply a nude liquid lip to the center and then blend it in with my finger. And then I just have to show you a quick bonus product real fast because I'm obsessed with this one. This is the NYX. This is Milky Gloss in the shade Milk and Honey. I'm just gonna apply a little to the center, then blend it together. And now my lip is looking magical. Here is the final look using all products that I think are super underrated. And honestly, I feel so beautiful right now. I love this look. Not to mention, I had so much fun playing with makeup today and hanging out with you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm so excited to be back next week with a brand new video. And of course, if you didn't know, I link all of the products featured in this video in the description box down below. So if you want to see any of these products that I used today, you can go check them out in the description. And before you go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and of course, as always, don't forget to subscribe so that we can become besties. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!